This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, Freilich and Shushan Purim Rabbi Glatstein. Welcome everyone. Hope everyone had a beautiful Purim. So I want to share with you an idea about Shushan Purim. We know Shushan Purim is primarily a Yom Tif in Eretz Yisrael. Shushan Purim is primarily a Yom Tif in Yerushalayim, in all cities that have all around them from the time of Yehoshua ben Nun. So what is the inyan of Shushan Purim? So very interesting, we find in the Sefer Manos Halevi from Rav Shlomo Al-Kabetz. So Manos Halevi tells us that where did Haman get a tree, Gavaya Chamishim Amma? Where did he find the wood? I mean, that's a tall tree. According to the Chazon Ish, it's 100 feet. How did he find such a tall tree? So the Manos Halevi brings a medrash that he got it from the Kedushas HaKadoshim. So that's an amazing thing. He got the eitz Gavaya Chamishim Amma from the Kedushas HaKadoshim itself. Now the Kedushas HaKadoshim is the Shar Nun of Kedushas, the highest level of Kedusha. That means the Mapala of Haman came from the Shar Nun of Kedusha, which is the Makom Kedushas HaKadoshim. Which means that for a moment, the Kedusha of Yerushalayim was manifest in Shushan. Therefore, as a memorial to the miracle, we give a special chashivas to Yerushalayim, that Yerushalayim has, so to speak, its own Purim. Why does Yerushalayim have its own Purim? Because the miracle of Purim came through the Kedusha of Yerushalayim that was manifest in Shushan. Therefore, it says Rav Moshe Wofson in the Sefer Likutei Emunas Yitecha that there's a pasuk that the Gemara Megillah says one of the Amoraim darshaned it as a Pesach in his exposition of the Megillah. The pasuk says that V'samti kisi be'elam. I will place my throne in Elam. So literally, it means that the Rebbeinu Shalom will make the throne of the Persian Malchus in Elam. In other words, move from Bavel to... No! V'samti kisi be'elam. The kisei hakavod, which is the Makom HaMikdash, will temporarily be in Shushan. That's the meaning of V'samti kisi be'elam, that the Rebbeinu Shalom temporarily put Kedushas Yerushalayim in Shushan. The downfall of Haman came from the eitz Gavaya Chamishim Amma, which came from the Kedushas HaKadoshim. So interestingly, the Gemara tells us that in the Beis HaMikdash there was a shar, and in the shar there was a picture of Shushan. There's a tziyur of Shushan Habira. Why is there a tziyur of Shushan Habira in the Makom HaMikdash? The answer is because there was a revelation and a manifestation of the Kedushas Yerushalayim and Kedushas HaMikdash in Shushan. Now, this is something very interesting. The root of Yud Gimel Midos Harachamim is the Makom HaMikdash. Shushan Habira is Gematria Sharei Rachamim. As we find by Mordechai HaTzadik, the pasuk says that he was Hikish. He was called Mordechai ben Yair ben Shimi ben Kish. So he was Hikish al Sharei Rachamim. Therefore, the Yeshua came al Yedei Esther. Esther is called Shoshana. The Zohar Kodesh says a Shoshana rose has 13 leaves. Why does it have 13 leaves? It's a remes to Yud Gimel Midos Harachamim. So this is what it means. Shoshanas Yaakov Sahala v'samecha b'roisam yachad tchelas Mordechai. The Shoshana is merames to the Yud Gimel Midos Harachamim, and the salvation came from the Kisei HaKavod, from which emanates Yud Gimel Midos Harachamim. The gematria of Tcheles Mordechai is Esther Bas Avichayil. Why? Because the Gemara tells us Tcheles is doime liyam, Yam is doime l'rakia, and Rakia is doime to the Kisei HaKavod. So it's a very interesting thing. That means Shushan temporarily had in it the Kedusha of Yerushalayim, and therefore there was a memorial to Shushan in the Makom HaMikdash. So then it comes out that there's a male and a female counterpart. The male is Shushan, and the female is Shoshana. Now, Pi Kabbalah, the Yeshua of Purim had to be Dafka de Zachar Nekeva. Mordechai was the Shushan. Esther was the Shoshana. Okay, so that's a very interesting idea. Another important facet of the Megillah is there's one time in the entire Tanakh that the word Yerushalayim is spelled Malay. The entire Tanakh, Yerushalayim is only spelled Malay one time. Where? Asher Heglaham Yerushalayim. No, with an extra yud, with Lamed Yud Mem. The only time that Yerushalayim appears b'milo yud is Asher Hegla Yerushalayim. Why? Why is it the only makam that Yerushalayim is spelled Malay? Well, the explanation is Bizman Hazeh Yerushalayim is Chasar. We're missing the Shechina. We're missing the divine presence. La'asid Lavai, though, La'asid Lavai Yerushalayim will be Malay. We know, firstly, Rabbi Wofson points out that all the Yom Tovim would come Batel, except for Purim. Why is Purim the only Yom Tov that won't become Batel? Because Purim is, so to speak, a page out of the Asad Lavai. Purim is a page out of the future. In fact, the Baal HaLeshem writes that the year 6,000 to 7,000 is Yom Shekulai Shabbos. 7,000 to 8,000 is Yom Shekulai Yom Tif. 8,000 to 9,000 is Yom Shekulei Purim. That's the highest madrega. Purim is the day out of La'asad Lavai. Kol hamayadim yu b'telem, except for Purim. Therefore, Purim is shaykh to the Zman of the Geula. Therefore, Yerushalayim is Malay in the Megillah because it refers to Yerushalayim La'asad Lavai. Another thing, Chazal tell us Kol hasvarim asidim li batel, except for the Megillah. So therefore, in all the svarim, you could write Megillah, Yerushalayim Chaser. Why? Because Yerushalayim is Chaser now. We don't deal with those Svarim. The only sefer that's going to be, even in the future when Yerushalayim is Malay, is Megillas Esther. So therefore, in Megillas Esther, Purim, Yerushalayim has to be Malay. But be it as it may, the Megillah is, so to speak, a page out of the Tikkun Ha'asidi, the future Tikkun, when Eretz Sion Timale, when Sion will be full. And therefore, Purim is specifically connected to the Miloi of Yerushalayim and the fulfillment and rebuilding of Yerushalayim. And therefore, in Yerushalayim, which is the Makam that specifically connected to Purim, Yerushalayim has a special Purim, has a different Purim. The Purim of Yerushalayim is a different Purim than the rest of the world. Because Purim is a page out of the future, it's a page out of the time that Yerushalayim is Malay, when Eretz Sion Tamale, and therefore there's a special Purim in Shushan and in Yerushalayim. So that's the first offering for today. Now, wait a second, don't turn off yet. Now, we're going to see in upcoming shir a completely different Perush of Shushan Purim. Okay, Rabbi Glatstein, thanks everyone for coming. Have a great day. And all these cell phones, please remove and turn off. Thank you so much.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.